Just a quick, very brief overview. I had a bone cyst inside my shoulder, inside the bone where it should be solid bone. It starts when you're a teenager, and they either shrink and go away, or they stay forever and fuck your shoulder up forever. So I had the latter, and so I had a bone cyst in there, which has been causing all these other shoulder problems, and then I also had arthroscopic, rotator cuff, issues. There's, some, fraying and some basic...
They had to do some sewing.
Yeah, they just clean it up. It was
Did you get to see the footage?
No, but I tried to...
You tried to get it and subtitle it and put it on Instagram?
Yeah, Reels specifically. But so I go to do the surgery. So I'm having two surgeons come in. I'm having... one is going to do the bone surgery, and the other one's going to do the arthroscopic surgery. I go in there, 5 a.m. Erica drops me off, and here's the worst part. Because of COVID... They won't let her in the hospital. Right. Not in the recovery room to come see me, which also not in the hospital. She can't even sit in the lobby. They just tell her, get the fuck out of here. They slap the back of the car like a horse's ass, and she,
I think that is the height of insanity, that you could easily just show your vaccination card, even get a test, do whatever you got to do, and be like, come on, man. There's
and when
just
you get
such
in
an
there,
easy route around this.
The second you walk in the door, you have to get a temperature check, and they give you a card that you have to give to the office being like, did you skirt the... And you're like, vaccinate. What was the point of the vaccination if you can't fucking,
just scan my wrist.
Yeah. So I go in there, I'm all alone. Now, the surgery's not till 8, so I'm there at 5, I think it was 5:30. I'm sitting there in this lobby. This nurse takes me back, and, it's just weird because I'm the first operation of the day. So I'm the first appointment. So people...
they're not even warmed up yet.
Dude, it is it's like when you have the first flight out on an airport, it's like things are still opening. They're pulling up the gate. The nurses are yawning and scratching their ass, and I'm like, uh-oh. So
that's great.
I'm
you steal an $8 water.
Yeah, so I'm laying there, and the nurse comes over, and she was like, all right, I'm going to do the IV. She was such a nice nurse, but she's like, I'm going to do the IV. So I go, okay. And she's like, I'm just going to put it here in your wrist. And I was like, I've never heard of that. What's that? And she was like, I'm going to put the IV in your wrist. I go, not in my hand where they've always done it, or in here where everybody always does. And she was like, no, the wrist is a common place to go. And I go, okay. And so she starts talking to me, and she's like, she's putting the IV needle in, and I can see her talking, but also struggling with it. And then she starts
she's just hitting a ligament instead of a vein.
Yeah. So she starts wiggling it around
that's
in
how
there.
You find it.
And I'm feeling it, every inch of it. And then she was like, I don't know. She pauses
Can we make that a drop, by the way? I'm feeling it, every inch of it. 1,000,000% need to keep that just isolated for all of eternity.
So she goes to put it in, and then there's a moment where she's got it half in, half out, and I could see her deciding what to do, and she just goes, yeah. And digs it, jig, right in, and it goes in, and now I feel that IV. I feel the cool going up my arm.
Yeah.
You're rubbing.
I feel my own wrist hurting.
So it's going
I'm
up.
very in tuned right now.
Yeah.
I'm an empath, plus I'm high.
So it's going. I'm feeling the cold going up, and I'm getting a little woozy about it, but right. I'm trying to hold it. And I'm like, all right, at least it's in and stuff like that. And she goes, the IV's it's not going up fast. It's not dripping fast enough. She goes, I'm gonna take it out and put it in your hand. And I go, what do you have? And then she pulls it out, and I feel it come out of my wrist and all of the area, dude. And what I said...
Imagine she pulled out too fast and you just shit all over the place.
And what I said, I just went, I don't like that. Getting dizzy. And then I had a vasovagal reaction and completely... tunnel vision, passed out.
You sagaloed.
I sagaloed. I texted him from the hospital later on, man. I pulled I fucking full blown. It was because of the pulling out. Well, you didn't care. You showed no emotion.
I think I didn't care because you didn't text me. I put it on you.
Yeah. We had that conversation first. Yours inspired mine.
That's fair.
I fully pass out, dude, and don't know what happened or how long I'm out for, but I wake up and there's like 5 nurses in there, and now they're like, one's like putting down their coffee, the other one still got their puff coat on, and they're one's like trying to hold my legs in the air to get air in, and the other one's like cold rag and all this other stuff.
And if Erica was here, she would have fucking filmed the entire thing, submitted it to court, and you guys would be goddamn millionaires right now.
Right. So I wake up, and I'm like, to, it like fades in with them talking like,
Yeah.
over, you okay?
Almost died.
Yeah. So I come to, and I have no idea.
You do the vague cross-eyed to focus again. It's so good. Every time you do it, it's just So I wake up, I don't know where I am, and I see all these doctors being like, "You're okay, you're all right now, like you're good, you're good." And trying to convince you. You're good, you're
but
good. Sign this liability, please.
But here's the thing. I come to as they're going, "You're all right, you're okay, now you're okay." And I just go, "Man, that was a quick surgery. That is wow." I mean, I don't even remember going into the operating room. Like, this is great. Surgery's done. I'm going home. I don't feel anything. It's great. And they look at me like because I literally was like, the surgery's done, and they look at me, they're like, "We didn't even put the IV in yet. Yeah. You passed out." And I go, "Wait, what?" And they go, "Yeah, we didn't put it back in. It's still right here. We have to do it." I go, "You could have put it in when I was out? You could have just put it in? You have to make me wait." And they're like, "No, we got to wait for your blood pressure to go down for you to relax, and then we'll do the thing that made you pass out all over again."
Yeah. They didn't want to fully coma you.
Yeah, I guess.
Could have just been placed in the underworld and apparently never returned.
Dude, I have no memory of how long. I kept asking them how long.
Are you able to file a complaint about that? Because similarly, Nicole, when she was giving birth, they brought in a student to do her epidural, and he clipped her spinal cord or something like that, and she had searing fucking headaches right after she gave birth and after the epidural wore off, which is apparently some crazy ass fucking side effect of the entire thing and the drug that they eventually wiggle. Afterwards, we were like, "Hey, can we get an actual doctor and not some fucking kid that just showed up here for his eighth class?"
Sure.
And then they had everybody sign some things, and it was all good.
Oh wow,
insane.
Yeah,
and they're still sending bills.
Won't pay them.
Nope, ever.
So, now I'm pissed off because I'm like, obviously I'm like, I have that cold sweat. My blood pressure's going up. I hear my heartbeat on the heart rate monitor, which doesn't help.
No.
And then they wait for me to come down and relax, and then they do it again into my hand. This time I'm better.
Is it the same person?
No, they tagged her out real quick. She was like, fuck, she was.
Yeah, they're like, did she try the wrist again?
Yeah. We've been telling her that is not a thing.
It's just never been.
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.